welcome to Mystic Star Magic. Oh, I'm so happy to be here and so happy that you are here with me as we find out what messages your higher self really wants to get to for you to hear right now. So that's important, and whenever you find this, it's meant to, like, you're meant to find it. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna show you. This is group 1. Just look at the cards, connect to the energy, and see which of these guys is the one that's going to call you. So each one has its own message. So you get a clear vision. Alright. And while we do this, if you haven't done so, go to the community tab. The February personal reading giveaway is up, and just comment enter in there and you could be entered into the giveaway. Not a lot of people have entered, actually. I think not anybody, so pretty much I would recommend that you do that. If you want a free personal reading, you'll most likely be the winner. All right, and also just check out the community tab. I will be having the different choices. Again, sorry, I went through a little bit of burnout, a little bit of Four of Cups, but I got inspired from it. So enough of the jibber jabber. Let's go ahead. I want you to take a deep breath in with me. Close your eyes, clear your mind just completely. Maybe shift around a little bit. And now as you exhale and open your eyes, choose whichever pile draws you to it. All right, let's do this. Hello, group 1. All right, so we started right off here. You chose duality. I want you to show you the duality that we're actually talking about here. This is really fascinating. I love how this all works out. So we have failure here. I understand that mistake is only an opportunity to learn, right? And then passion. I passionately accept and love myself. But what I'm seeing here with this duality is that sometimes what we view as failure is actually not failure at all. It is, there are two ways of thinking about it. There's new passion that can rise from what we deem as failure. There's also a sense of really what we needed. Basically what I'm seeing here is like the learning that we needed here, because it's sort of like a learning opportunity, but it's like a learning to, I guess, to me, connect with passion. This is what for me, it's sort of, failure can be taken two ways, right? We can take it as, oh no, we did something and now we can't, it's like we let it end there. We just kind of quit there. Or we have failure as like, okay, no, this is something for us to learn so that we can move on to the next phase. And so that's right. What I'm seeing here is like your higher self is saying, whatever it is that where you feel like there was a failure, like it could be from the past, it could be from now, do not let that, this is the thing, do not let that make that into an end, but rather move forward from it, being guided by passion. And then so I really like this, actually kind of resonates for me too. So I'm getting this, it's sort of like, you know, when you fall and you get back up, and then but you get back up and you have a renewed sense of purpose. This is the passion you have after this, where you, I feel like I call them bumps in the road. After this bump in the road, you have a renewed sense of purpose, a renewed sense of passion. And so this is what I'm seeing here. It just keeps like saying, it's like, it's not everything isn't as it seems to be, right? So what you think is a failure, but it might actually just be the stepping stone you needed to take off completely. So this is a lovely, lovely message. I love that your higher self is telling you something so beautiful. Yay! All right, let's see what the tarot has for you. We have the Ace of Coins, Ace of Pentacles, Four of Swords, 10 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, and the Hermit. Okay, my friends. So here we can see I'm seeing here is the opportunity here. So this is what I'm seeing here. There's a potential here for, I want to say like a new beginning of some kind. It could also be like a job offer. It could be or something, I feel like where you're finally like moving forward and you're like, yes. And I really do feel it comes after this. We do have the Four of Swords. So maybe for us, it's time for it to take a break. So instead of, so this, what usually happens with failure is that what I'm seeing here is that you're carrying way too much, and that might be leading you to, it's almost like my higher self is telling me here, burnout, right? I'm seeing here is a sense of like, you're taking too much on. There's a sense of burning out, so you need to rest because you're too much. And even here we have connect to people who you can collaborate with. Connect to people who can help you on this road particularly. And then we have the Hermit. Again, it's sort of like there's a sense of both the like connecting with others, but also allowing yourself to go hermit mode, as I like to call it, or rather go within, find some like, I would say almost peace there a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and clarify these beautiful cards with All That Glitters Tarot by Gifted Soul 777. So what I really want, I'm wanting to know why this 10 of, okay, good, 10 of, okay, so soulmate partnerships, okay. What is this Hermit doing here? Strength, okay. What is this? Four of Swords, okay. And then here, let's go with the Ace of Pentacles, yeah? Okay, resolution. Moving ahead, yep, okay. And then the Three of Pentacles. Queen of Cups, look at that. And that might be yourself here, look, sensitive, wisdom, mature woman, or it could be this is who can help you. Now, you see the inner strength comes like the Hermit is allowing yourself to go within yourself. I almost feel like for me, it's sort of coming to peace with this quote unquote failure or like mistake or whatever it is, coming to peace with that. I think that's sort of going through. I also feel like it's almost like this Hermit is also reminding me a little bit of the Hangman in terms of looking at it from a different perspective. Yeah, love this. So the soulmate partnership here. and I think this for me is, yes, you're taking a whole lot. I almost feel like, so maybe first for some of you, maybe for some of you, I'm going to say it might, because this is a general reading. And I feel like for some of you, it's in terms of relationship. Maybe you're taking on the whole weight of the relationship. You're doing all the work. And here your higher self is saying, nope, we have to have this balance. And there's a duality, right? The duality is also like two. It's not one individual. One person has to carry the load. No, it has to be equal here. I also want to say, and with that, I almost feel like, yeah, okay. And with that, maybe for some of you, it is like moving on from where this partnership, where it just doesn't feel like it's an equal balance here, right? If it's not balanced, I feel like this for those of you who this, you can feel, this is about a relationship, sort of like rather being by yourself here. There's a strength here. The Hermit is rather, and even the Four of Swords, it's rather that you focus rather on long-term success rather than carrying the weight of a relationship. Yeah. And even here, it's a collaboration. It's like that's kind of what it is. It's a partnership, a relationship of some kind. It has to be, it has two people involved. Yeah. Okay. So that's for some of you, but for others of you, I feel like if this is to do with like projects, with like you're taking on a whole lot, and I don't just mean like it could be like career, but I also maybe family, friends. You're taking on a lot, and I feel like what I'm seeing is your higher self is saying, hey, you know what, we can work on this together. Call in for guidance, call in for help. I almost feel like there's a sense here of that. And and then the calling in might be, although this feels a little bit like you here, it also means like it also could be somebody you're calling in, that Queen of Cups. Maybe that's somebody you know. And then what I want to see with this is also like a sense of expansion, long-term success. So because we're burning out, for some reason I feel like it's like, oh, you're burning out because you're being nearsighted in terms of like you're just focusing on trying to get all the stuff done here. But in the long term, burning out is actually counter conducive to your success, to what you want to accomplish, right? So that's why it's sort of like, no, don't take it all on. Ask for help here. Allow yourself to rest when you need it. Really look at it in the long term. It's not going to be over, like, it's not going to be done right away. And yeah, you can even say resolution, moving ahead with the Six of Swords, and you are moving away from this mistake, rather. Let's not, and basically it's sort of like, let's not repeat it. Let's not burn ourselves out again. Yeah? And that is in terms of like, it could be in a relationship, it could be for career and stuff. So I listen to the needs of my body. So yeah, your body was saying, hey, I need a break, I need a rest. And that's what, like, and if that's what it is that you need, it's because you're cute, like, and that, to me, that might have also led to the mistake, or the, like I said, the bump in the road. Is sometimes those bump in the roads are like our own way of giving ourselves rest, because we're kind of stubborn. I get it. And this is the Love You affirmations by Gifted Soul 777. We have the Lavender Love Dreams by V Love and Tarot. So I desire for change, any new experiences, difficult communication with others. And so for some of you, maybe you it's like seriously, this is like my higher spirit here, because I have trouble communicating with others. I do. I'm very much I have a lot of hermit energy in me. So here it is, kind of like spirit, your higher self is kind of calling you out on that. It's sort of like, in order, and I love this because it's sort of, in order to have like that change into the new experiences, you're going to have to communicate with others. You're going to need to do this collaboration. So very, very, very like strong, beautiful message here. And let's see what other grow. Yeah. See, this is all about growth and transformation. Yeah, you are transforming. Like, and here, this is it. In order to transform, you need to grow, and it's almost like you need to move higher. And here it's sort of like this passion. Let your passion lead you into this transformation, but don't try to force it. Don't try to like, I'm gonna rush ahead. And it's sort of like, nope, that's not what your higher self is saying. It's sort of like, let it go naturally, and don't try to like push it. And there's also, and let others help you, I would say, is another thing. And if you have communications with difficult communications, this is a great time. I'm telling you, but I'm telling myself, it's a great time to start developing them. Why? Because then it allows you to have new experiences. It allows you to get the things that you want. So I feel like this is very transformative energy. And also, what I want to say here is the growth, right? You think it's a mistake, you think it's a failure, but really it was just, like I said, a stepping stone for your growth in this transformation. Wow, love it. Let's actually finish it all off with a little bit of charms. Just what other things your higher self wants you to know. Higher self, come on. Sorry if I'm like I'm gonna make a little bit of noise, so turn the volume down if you mind it. What other? Okay. All right, look at this. LS. Well, Lizzie could definitely be here, but LSP, so maybe for some of you, that's something. Music. I'm also like, I want to say like, listen to the music of your heart. Yeah. See, and this is you. You're blossoming, you're blooming. It's totally there. Yeah. Don't turn your back on it. Here you go. You are always in my heart. And so for some of you, I feel like maybe this could be in terms of love, but from but again, even if that's true, you carrying all the weight is not going to help. But for others of you, I feel like this passion, this desire, this drive. Oh yeah, I love that word. That drive is in your heart. It always will be. And you just need to, like the squirrel, be like the squirrel in terms of you don't need and the squirrel doesn't well, first of all, doesn't need all her like the nuts. Right? Doesn't. She stores some for later. Like she plans ahead, my friends. She plans ahead. That's right. Let's plan ahead. But there's also like little by little they gather nuts. It's not like, okay, we're gonna do it. Little by little they do it. It's fun because this is like a butterfly, but this is a moth for me always. So I feel like sometimes we get attracted, or and then for some of you that could be this relationship for some of you, or like for others of you, it's like this desire to take everything on. It's sort of like for me is sort of one of those habits that we have. So I'm gonna say that just be careful with those, because it doesn't necessarily, you don't want to get burned, my friend. And yes, you have that. Like, look, you're the one who has the wheel. So it could be for some of you divine timing, but I feel like you can navigate whatever thing is happening. You got the ability, you have the innate ability to like navigate, and not only that, but succeed through it. So I hope you liked this reading. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, and please do consider subscribing. It helps the channel grow, and it just motivates me even more, to be honest. Sometimes I have like I feel you right there, so I burn myself out a little bit. So, but thank you. I just feel so honored that I was able to do this reading for you. And until I see you in the next one, bye bye, my dear friends. My friends from group 2, I'm so happy you are here. All right, so let's get into it. So you chose the deep healing card. Oof. But look, it also has courage. So I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. We have fear, and then we have focus. All my thoughts are directed towards my highest good. Whew. I could already tell this is going to be a bit heavy. Not in a bad way. I see the colors here, and it's actually quite dark here, and there is light here, but there's a lot of dark here, and so I could already see the heaviness here. And so what I'm seeing here is deep healing comes from, I almost want to say that deep healing is necessary to help you face that fear. So I almost feel like these are worries. These are all the different, it's almost clouding your judgment in here. And all my thoughts are directed towards my highest good. And so here is, I'm almost like you have the answer. This is how you're getting this deep healing, by focusing your thoughts, right? In terms of yes, you're focusing. I'm connecting to my highest good. And I love that this is your higher self saying, it's like they're trying to help you here. Trying to say, if you focus all of that attention, instead of I almost want to say, if you can just not focus so much on the worries, on the fears, but rather focus on all my thoughts are directed towards my highest good, and sort of your highest good, the highest. And I don't even mean just you. I feel almost if you can focus your mind, and instead of having this worries, and like I said, fears, if you can actually shift that focus and focus on the highest good, right? The highest good of yourself, but also the highest good in general. Then you kind of start this deep healing, which is what's going to clear this up. But it also does take courage, right? I find the inner strength to face my fear with confidence, because I get this, our deepest fears, because this isn't one of those fears where it's kind of a superficial fear. Not to say that there is. Sometimes we make something bigger than it is, right? But this is deep fears, first chakra fears, Could be fear of scarcity, fear of not, like, it's not in just like not being able to pay your credit card or your like actual like rent. Like there's a sense of fear there. There's also a sense of a fear of not being supported and loved. Oof, that's a like I said, there's a lot of like heavy. These are not like little fears. This is like intense fear. And so with that, because we're going so deep, we need the healing, right? So we're the only way to actually like, I really feel like you're actually going back and healing like deep ones, deep fears, like those scary ones that, like even maybe you even had as a child. That's the deep healing I'm talking about. And acknowledge that even though there's fear here, and even though it's very strong, 'cause like I can feel it, like in my gut, feel it, also in my throat as well. But there's like a lot of there's acknowledging that you have the courage to, even if you don't feel like you have the courage to overcome it, you have the courage to face it, right? And in facing this, it's sort of like you're shining the light on it. And when you shine the light on it, the fear becomes less. It's when we let the fear lurk in our minds, when we sort of don't supervise it, when we let it just fester. And this is also like you'll probably feel the disease, right, in your body as well. So what are we focusing on? Like we have the courage. You have the courage. You have a lot of strength here. And I love this because it's also like, it's sort of like you can actually see, to me, this is so like all the different chakras. And it's sort of starting here. We look at here's the darkness, but it shines. There's light shining and emanating from it all. There's a lot of light shining here. And so courage and being able to like direct yourself, like your thoughts, really, you will overcome this. You will not only overcome it, you're actually healing it, which is the best. Okay. We have the Tower. Yeah, okay. Woo. And so I'm actually gonna, although to me it seems like that's the fear, the Tower. And I could see why you have the Tower. So I'm going to put this in the center. Oh, look at this. And I'm actually, sorry, here we go. Actually, okay, fine. You're right to tell me that, but the Tower, it's sort of like, all right, I'm going to take the Tower, I'm going to put it over here. Thank you. Because it doesn't seem to me, because I want you to see that's the fear that's kind of taking over here. And there we go. Can you see it? No, okay. I'm like, how do I want you to see the Tower, because the Tower is important. It's sort of like the fear is us being stuck in the Tower moment. It's not even, so what happens to us is that, and especially this deep healing, when it comes to it's a deep fear. We're stuck in the moment when I feel like we lost something. I don't know, like it's a big loss. So it's like, it's a legit like thing. And so you actually have this, you're stuck in this moment. That's fear. Fear is making us stuck in this moment. Even when everything else has passed, when that moment is no longer there, it's sort of like our brain, our thoughts keep looping back to this moment, or this is the moment that we use as our I want to say like, how do I say it, not in like, it's almost like, I like how your higher self is very, like, I love the way, like, this is sort of like you use this moment as an excuse, and not saying that it wasn't important, it was, but you keep referring to it. It's referring to it and sort of not letting yourself move towards this amazing things. This is why I had to move it, because it's sort of like it wasn't part of this. It's sort of like, that's what I want you to see. There's a great evolution here for you. But if you keep being stuck in the Tower moment and just focusing on that, and sort of that's your, like, I can't do this because this happened in the past, right? You're not allowing yourself to grow, and your higher self is saying, no, look, there's so much growth and potential here. And so this could actually this could be in terms of love. This could be where your heart was broken, where somebody let you down. This could be where you lost a job. It's something that impacted you in such a way that it's sort of like it became a block for you to progress. And so I feel like Spirit is saying, well, your higher self, maybe, and a mixture of both, I would say. Higher self is saying, look, there's a new beginning here. There's a new potential for some of you. So love might be in the offering here. But it could be in terms of love. It could be in terms of other. But there's something that can fulfill your heart. It's a beginning of some kind. But you have to take action on it. You have to kind of like overcome this fear. And that's the Knight of Swords, having the courage to overcome this fear. Because look, you go from the Knight all the way to the Emperor. There's this great growth here. We have the Knight of Swords taking that action that we need. We have a potential here, listening to our hearts. There's a maturing with maturing of your feelings, maturing of your heart, and then getting to the Emperor, where you finally where you feel so confident in yourself, where you're like, yes, you know what you want. And then this for some of you, but for others of you, it also just feels like something like, especially in terms of love, there's some sort of love being offered to you, possibly by the King of Cups, but you have to be willing to take that leap of faith, because it could be something or somebody who is substantial, somebody who's very important to you. So whether it's love or whether it has to do with like an opportunity, right? Some sort of opportunity which fulfills you in such a strong way, you have to face your courage. It's almost like stop listening to the fear and just sort of take action here. It's almost like you're closing your eyes to the fear, closing your eyes, listening to your inner, I would say like Emperor a little bit, and then just like the courage to come through. And then there's a sense of like, I almost feel like from the Ace to the Cups, the King of Cups too, there's a maturing of emotions. There's a maturing of these emotions. Look at the progress. Like we go from the King, we go from the Knight to the King to the Emperor, which is the progress of this is what it is. Then we also go from the Ace all the way to the King of Cups. There's so much potential here for growth, and I feel like that's what it is that your higher self is trying to tell you, trying to guide you through here. Let's see what other things we have. This is the Lavender Love Dreams by Beloved Tarot. So lavender, it's actually lavender. So serenity, grace, femininity, lethargic, indecisive, unrealistic. So indecisiveness, no longer indecisive. I think your sense of like the lavender for me is sort of like the calm. It might also be because you do have a lot of this is very strong like message for your higher self. Because like I said, it's the crown chakra, the violet. So what it also is like, if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling overwhelmed, maybe lavender might be helping you as well. It could be that practical. Let's see what other things. The Magician. I am a powerful human who's able to manifest anything that I desire. And it's sort of like that Emperor. I think it's really coming to yourself, like with confidence, understanding you are capable of getting the things that you want. But the only thing that's stopping you is really yourself here. And that's what I'm seeing here. There's like a sense of blocking yourself because of this fear of whatever this tower moment, what it was, you keep living in the moment. Even though things have already moved on. People have already moved on. But you're stuck in that moment. And so I feel like your higher self is like, let's move on, because we have a whole lot of different things we can manifest now. And we have still. So this is interesting to me because it's sort of, I almost want to still your thoughts, still your mind. So I feel like this is kind of like a 9 of Swords, not like deep healing. The deep healing comes through also with meditation. I like your higher self a lot because it's like your higher self is very, very practical. I love it. Lavender, if you're feeling like you need to like take a deep breath in. Meditation, if you need, like if since your mind is still very much active. So stilling your minds, because I feel like it's sort of like And in it, and it's sort of, maybe that's where you're closing your eyes, in it you'll find a sense of peace. You'll actually connect to your magician. Oof. And they take the power. I really love this. I have no idea how, like, seriously, like, oh, it's beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and see what the charms, if they want to guide us a little bit even more. Let's see what your charms are. Okay, so let's put it so it doesn't block it. What does, sorry, it's going to make a little bit of noise. So if noise bothers you, consider turning down the volume a little bit. So here we go. What messages does the higher objective group? Okay. You have a lot. Oh boy, look at that. It's sort of like, okay, let's do this one. Okay, so this is awesome mix. Oh, like I'm telling you, your higher self is so practical. So if you need the music to pump yourself up, like if you're feeling like this fear, it's sort of like your higher self is like very practical. You can use lavender to breathe in and out, lavender to soothe us, meditation. Also, if we need it, if like the fear is overwhelming us, awesome mix, right? That's your go to the like rocky mix and go like, yeah, I got this. Look at this love. Like I would say, like, for some of you, I do feel like there's your, like, for some of you it is like all about love. We have the sun though. Look, happiness, joy, the fulfillment coming. For others of you, Halloween. So you might love Halloween. Fall might be a time when everything kind of comes through. So music again, music. If I see, so I do also like, I really, if you need help, if you need, use tools to help you with this fear, because it's a deep healing, like we said. We also have, we also have, oh, look at ninja. Okay, you got press start. Yeah, in order to move forward, you got to press start. In order to play the game, you have to press start, right? And so I feel like you're a lot stronger than you think. But this, I also feel like these are your worries and your thoughts that kind of come out of nowhere. They're very silent, and all of a sudden you're trying to move forward, and then one of those fears kind of pulls you right back. I do love the little piggy with the rain boots. I almost want to say, like, it's like you're prepared. Be prepared for all the things. Like, how do I say it? Like, yes, this, I feel like, since you're going for the deep healing, it is not going to be over like overnight. It's going to take some time, but be prepared for when it comes. Well, like when you need that. For others of you, you see, like there is like a sense of romance here. Like you'll know which one it is. We have this nurturing, taking care of yourself. I almost want to say, I really do feel like your higher self is very practical. Baby, taking care of yourself here in terms of this, how do I say it? Like watering yourself. You don't, I almost feel like there's a sense of you kind of blocking others with like your little spikes here. But even if you do that because you're like afraid of really, like I feel like a lot of you afraid of letting people in. I get it, I really do. And then at least let, like, you know, your higher self like kind of like water you, take care of you. Sort of like I feel like this, to me, feels like this is also like spirit kind of trying to take care of you, and you're like, oh no, but you do. And it's so funny because it's not usually what I have. And here we have Ace of Cups again. Like, look, it feels like there's like a new love potential here, or like something that would just fill your heart with such happiness and joy. And then we have wishes do come true. And yes, that's exactly, like, that's your higher self wanting you. They want you to have this wishes come true. But you're going to have that deep healing. I really do like this. So I hope you like this reading. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. And please do consider subscribing. It just helps motivate me. It does. And it also, if you want, like right now, there's in the community tab, there's the February personal reading giveaway for subscribers. So go over there and enter. There's like literally nobody entered. So you could most likely win. So if you want a personal reading, that's something you can do. And also in the community tab, you will be having the weekly choices that you get to choose. So a lot of fun we usually have. So that I am grateful that you are here. I feel honored that I was able to read your cards, and you are healing, my friend. Give yourself props for this, for the courage that it takes. All right, until I see you in the next one. Bye bye, my dear friends. Hello, group 3. So glad you're here. So let's find out what your higher self is trying to tell you. Well, you chose spiritual warrior. Now, what is interesting here to me is that the spiritual warrior is very much to me like a third eye and crown chakra energy. But what I'm seeing here is actually it's more of the second chakra and your solar plexus chakra. So we're aiming for high, but here is I would say kind of like maybe blockages, if you will, are coming really from those so creative, that could be like creativity, something here. But let's look. We have envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. And then we have power. I am radiant, glorious, powerful. I am a radiant, glorious, and powerful being. And so it's almost like this. It's sort of like this is the answer to this envy. So if you're feeling envy, most people don't want to acknowledge what they deem as having I guess negative emotions, but really I like to accept all of my emotions. I mean, I go through envy. I go through all the emotions. We all go through two of the emotions. Sorry, I just bumped the microphone. So we all go through all emotions. So one thing I have to say here is not to deny your emotions. That's something that I want to say. That's sort of your higher self kind of going yes, acknowledging. So if you're feeling envy, I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. And isn't it interesting? Because yes, we are we are all humans. So that is being the same. But what I want to say is sort of I think the highlight here is that you're different and that you have a uniqueness. So if you're feeling envious because of whatever reason, somebody more successful has the things that you want, I want you to twist it around a little bit here and see I am radiant, glorious, and powerful being. And sort of I want you to start focusing on yourself a little bit. And that's sort of what I think is coming through here. It's sort of you acknowledging your own private star, your own amazing, these are all the amazing qualities that make you, right? Which is radiant, glorious, right? Powerful. Right? But this is more like the envious when we're acknowledging somebody else's, right? Acknowledging somebody else's amazing qualities. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that might just be something that you want for yourself. That's something that you want to foster in yourself, right? Something that you want to grow. But maybe also acknowledging that maybe you actually do have those qualities already. Maybe not at the same, maybe they've spent a whole lot more time developing them. But what I want you to see is sort of that, first of all, these emotions, whatever emotions we have, are not bad, right? Those are all just telling us different things about our desires and where we are at. They also tell us about the triggers, which is all about our own thoughts. It comes down to our own thoughts and how we view ourselves, right? So no emotions bad. Yeah. We got that. I want you to see if you are instead of focusing on somebody else's awesomeness, I want you to focus on your own awesomeness. This is all like your higher self coming through, because yes, you are like, I feel like you are ascending to this, right? Like I said, this to me is like a third eye, like chakra, and also like your crown chakra, and sort of like you are advancing to this. But we have to understand that there's a reason why the chakras work the way they are, right? We start from the first chakra, which is really all about our sense of security, our sense of our well-being in a physical manner. Like the first two are very much physical, right? Because we live in a physical world. And then the next two are kind of our intuition slash emotions, right? Like their emotional selves, like the heart. And so it's always been funny because it's sort of like the heart is the medium, the midway point of or physical ones. Even like the solar practice is even like, that's all about our identity too. And then the other, like after the heart, is all about our spiritual self. So I feel like you are rising up, but we need to take care of these guys first too. So I do like this. Nothing wrong with this. All right, let's see what else things come through here. Oh, look at that, the Lovers, Oof. Chariot, the Queen of Coins, and the King of Swords. Oof. Okay. I've been moving the cards around today. And for some reason I'm still gonna do it sort of like, that's kind of what and I'm actually gonna put this here. Do I want to put it separate? All right, let's just go with how this is right now. Okay. Sorry, I'm like, I kind of feel like why I put it this way is because to me it's sort of like I can see a love reading happening here. I can, and we'll get to that one, because I feel like some of these readings are like, it's funny because it's your higher self dealing with like love and also like other things. So what I am seeing here though, and these two that come out together, we have the Two of Cups and then the Lover's energy, and that's why I'm saying that there could be a potential here for love. And if that is the case, we have it could be between the King of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles, and there's a sense of finally something moving forward. Yeah, so that for some of you, I feel like that's a message coming through for some of you. But what I am seeing here is sort of how do I say this? We have like love here. I also feel like there's a sense of choosing coming through here as well. And so for the loved one, I would say that there is the potential here for this, but there is also a sense of, and here is what it's almost like facing the truth about each other. And so maybe there is a sense of coming together in the sense of power, like joining together, like you being equals rather than one more than the other. It's sort of like finally coming together here. And there is also a sense here of like a choice, like this choice is very much here. But I feel like two people are ready to move forward. So maybe somebody else's envy, that could actually be something like envy. I'm the same as everybody, but it could be somebody's envy is interfering here. But what I really want to say, and so if that's the case, if you're worried about this envy, and this is not for everybody because I feel like this is specific, not to worry about this, because it is, I'm radiant, glorious, and powerful being. You are, I also feel like a spiritual warrior is sort of like saying they have you're being backed. This, if it's meant to be, it will be, and it will be, because it's sort of like you are actually kind of both, like this is the Two of Cups and this is the Lover's energy. You're kind of both feeling the same way, and you both want to move forward. So even if there's other people trying to interfere, it won't really, not to worry about that. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, I do want to say, like, there's a sense here for others of you, which is more of like what I'm seeing here. It's sort of with this Queen of Pentacles and even with the King of Swords, to me it seems like there's a sense of, yes, we have this higher consciousness, but we also need to ground ourselves, or ground our energy a little bit here. And so it's, to me, these two cards actually are, we can have the yin yang, the female and male, like that's divine masculine, divine feminine. But it's also, to me, like our spiritual, like our spiritual journey and also our physical journey, letting them come together. I really do feel like this need for this balance. And so what I'm seeing here with this Queen of Pentacles is sort of like needing to ground, and it almost like feeling her say, and even like your higher self is saying that it's okay to like want material things, to go after, like, you know, like money, and then to have that sense of stability. Attaining that is not a bad thing. And then with the King of Swords here, I almost feel like it's taking that action. It almost it's very much with that in mind, taking that action and being logical, because I feel like I feel like there's a need for grounding. Like, yes, you have this like spiritual warrior, you have this, but there's a need here really for the, like, I would even say the first, second, and third chakras are really what the focus is here, and finding that balance between these, between that and then your higher, like your spiritual chakras, is finding that balance between spirituality and everyday life. It really is that. To me, and it's like, if you can find it, right? If you can find this balance between both of them, then you move forward. You move forward towards all the different things. And I feel like it's almost like it'll make, if you can attain this, right, the stability that you want, it'll help you a lot also in your spiritual journey. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Let's see. We have, this is Lavender Love Dreams by the Love and Tarot. So trash unwanted habits and feelings, situations that have no purpose. Again, this is the thing. So I feel like it's unwanted habits and feelings. I almost feel like feelings, I feel like you don't want to feel envy, you don't want to feel all these like I said, we tend to think that these are lower energies, and it makes sense, right? They don't feel comfortable, but all of these are actually, even if you don't want them, they're giving you something, they're giving you information about yourself that is going to help you in your spiritual journey as well. So I feel like I feel like there's something there. And here we have bridge, and this is my nature's healing. And so we do need to bridge, and I really do feel like I like this a lot. We need to bridge your spirituality and your everyday life, your life here on earth, your physical life and spiritual life, emotional life. It's almost like emotional life, intellectual life. There's a needing to bridge all of them. You can't cut off one or the other. They have to be balanced. They have to, I almost want to say, commingle. And then we have, this one is Love You affirmation. So free will. I am the creator of my own destiny. Free will is the way of life. So you are the creator of your own destiny, right? Oh, so what I'm seeing here is that I want to say to you this. I want to say that all these desires, especially because I feel like a part of you is hiding this, like you're closing your eyes on this Queen of Coins, the Queen of Pentacles. You're closing your eyes on this abundance. It's sort of like, there's nothing wrong with it. I really mean that. There's nothing wrong with wanting financial stability, wanting financial independence. When your spirituality and this like financial well-being, and even this like where you're like thinking and logical, there's nothing wrong with any of these things. They can all coexist, and in fact they need to coexist, especially if you want to reach up and go higher in your own I would say spiritual journey. Yeah, so that is something. Here, let's see what other messages are coming through here from. So excuse, there's going to be a bit of loud noises. I'm going to be using the charm, so just if you're free, if noises may bother you, please just lower it. Please consider lowering your volume. Okay, let's see, what other messages does your higher self want you to hear? Oh, okay. I actually have this one to hear too. And then the P. So, for you, for some of you, I feel like this is some sort of something new, like the child. It could be that you're dealing with your child or children, but it's also a sense of like, oh, like a new beginning coming through here, like something new coming out. The first letter of your name, so the first letter of your name, and then there's P and D. And again, look at this. For some of you, maybe it is like a baby coming, because like you have the little diaper pin and you also have the child here. So for some of you, this is something that, and if it doesn't even have to be like a baby, doesn't have to necessarily be that. It could be like a project that you've been putting all your effort in here, or that you haven't, and it's a new project coming. But it feels like, yes, it needs, so you need to have a little bit of grounding with it. I don't know why that is, but that's sort of what it is. We also have the little hedgehog here, and I feel like you've been bristling, putting up all these defenses up, trying to keep, I feel like you're trying to keep away what you don't see, like unwanted feelings, and you're just like trying to, but there is no bad feelings, my friend. Like, it really is. I want you to like those defenses are okay. Having a boundary is awesome, but putting up walls, that just it alienates you and it alienates others. It's not a good thing, my friend. Just because I know I know this. I do that too. So we have a little bit of toxicity here. And again, it could be, for some of you, it could be that there's like toxicity coming from others, or it might be what you deem as toxic from yourself. But like I said, whatever is triggering you is very good to know, because it helps you in your own, like, because I really do feel like you are this very beautiful spiritual angel, warrior. But yeah, probably like, you have some, but it's sort of like, I think a little bit of the ego is trying to like force you to be like, I have to be this spiritual person, and so spirituality is like, I can't have any negative feelings, I have to be all these things, and that in itself is sort of like, it's toxic for you, because whether you admit it or not, you're still going to feel the feelings. They're just going to be hidden from you, right? Or you're going to feel them, but you're just going to keep pushing them away until you actually, like, I almost want to hug you, like, and just tell you to accept the whole you, like, and I mean, like, what you think as bad habits or like bad feelings. You have to embrace the whole of who you are, and then that's when the real, like, that's when the awakening, when the big shift and transformation happens. But it's sort of like, I understand where you're coming from, I really do, but again, it's sort of like, I get the defense, the self mechanism, but it's sort of like you're defending, you're trying to battle your own self, instead of integrating all of you. I hope that makes sense. So, but very, very, like, I really like this reading. So I hope you did too. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, and please do consider subscribing. It helps me keep motivated. I have to be honest. Sometimes I'm like, but that's, that's my own thing. And that's why I tell you, I understand you 100%. There's no judgment here. But thank you. It's just, I feel honored that I was able to read your cards. It really does mean a lot to me. You have a beautiful, energy and beautiful heart. Good one. Be as compassionate towards yourself as you are towards others. And I feel like you will see yourself in a whole new light. All right, until I see you in the next one. Bye-bye, my dear friends. Hello, my friends from group 4. Okay, so you chose this beautiful card, detachment, and then we have all these other ones who are guiding us in our detachment. Okay, so we have relationships. I'm attracted to those people who serve my highest good. Then we have action. I step into my glorious future with determination and power and flow. The glory of the universe flows through me. And so I've been playing around moving the cards today, the whole day. So the action and flow. So I want you to see that you're taking action. Yes, I step into my glorious future with determination and power. Yes. So you're going to take action towards whatever it is that you want, right? Your glorious future, whatever you see as your future. And you can even see this is you here and this is you out there. But there's another sense here with the flow. And although the glory of the universe flows through me, to me it's more of like allowing, because this detachment is telling me here that yes, you can take actions, but there has to be a balance between the actions and allowing the flow of life. So we're like, yes, we want this in the future, but the detachment comes from focusing on, focusing on the journey rather than the destination. And sort of this detachment is all about that. It's a sort of, it's kind of funny because it seems like a lot of it. Like I can take the action of filming this. Like I'll even give you the example. I'm filming this reading, right? I'm taking the action because I want that's my thing. I would love my YouTube channel to grow and to thrive and for our community to grow and thrive. I love all those things, right? I'm taking I do this reading, but maybe 1, 2, maybe 20 people might watch this reading. So if I was focusing really on the outcome, which is if my goal was I want 1 million people to watch this reading, if I was so focusing on that rather than the actual focusing on, hey, no, this is going to take a while. And sometimes I lose heart here, I have to be honest, and I have to remember to detach from trying to get a certain outcome, because I've learned a lot. Even here right now, I connect to people. I have friends. So there's a lot of different things. So what I'm seeing, the detachment is, yes, taking action, but allow the flow of things to progress on their own, and not trying to force. And so rather they remain detached. And so relationships, I attract those people who serve my highest good. And so when I actually read this, there was a sense here which kind of made me laugh because, and it could be that you attract all those people who serve my higher good. And so that doesn't necessarily mean that we attract, so sometimes we are actually our relationships with even close people, close friends, relative, those might be challenging to us. And so when I saw this, it doesn't necessarily mean that relationships are going to be all easy and that they're all going to be the positive, quote unquote, relationships, but rather it is the relationships, sometimes the ones that are challenging to us, that actually serve our highest good. And so that's an important thing here, because I feel like there's a sense here of that, a reminder from your higher self that all relationships, especially if you're bringing them in, there's a purpose for them. So that's an important thing coming through. some message that I almost feel like this is together, and this is sort of like on its own, like it's again. Ooh. And again, the detachment here with this, because and it's such a beautiful word. It really is. And I love this like card in particular. This is, by the way, sorry, I should have read. It's Divine Intelligence Oracle by Goddess. Beautiful. If you ever like, it's really, you can get it on Etsy. So even here, so all of this, even with your relationships, there's a sense of wanting to be detached. And so not detached in the sense of you ignore somebody or you like you ghost somebody. That's not the detachment. It's the detachment of the expectations that you have for others. So I'll tell you, because this is a lot about myself here, I guess. For a long time I had I would always be like giving people well, actually, I would say it's like I didn't quite understand how people would do certain things that I'm like, why would you do that when you could have done this, right? And so I wanted them to be a certain way, and I wanted them to react and act in a certain way. And and whether you know it or not, we all like, that's kind of what we do as people. We usually, and that's the disappointment when others don't act and are the way we want them to be. That's usually that's where the relationship is really good for helping us grow. It's almost like, I want to say, humbling us a little bit. So there's a sense of like, yes, if you can look at and I want you to think about this. This is sort of like your higher self here. All the different relationships you have in your life right now, how are they helping you grow? Even I almost want to help to say, like, especially the difficult ones. A lot of us, we tend to, there's always cutting people off. It's a lot easier just, like, oh, toxic person, cut them off. And I'm not saying not to do that, but there's a reason why they came into your life, and trying to discern that. And if you didn't have this, and if you were detached and just like a detached observer, just watching, what lessons will you be learning? Sort of, that's kind of what I'm saying here. Let's see what other stuff is coming through. We have, and I'll move this. So we have these guys here. We have the Four of Cups. We have the Justice card, Page of Cups, Queen of Wands, and then the Eight of Cups. Okay. I might clarify things a little bit. Let me see. Actually, I'm going to clarify. I wasn't sure. Sometimes they just come out right, and then I'm like, yes, that makes a lot of sense. This kind of maybe a little bit, but this is definitely your energy, the Page of Cups. Okay. What is this? Oh, let's see. What is this Page of Cups doing here? What is this Page of Cups doing here? Oh, Four of Swords. What is this Queen of Wands doing here? What is this Queen of Wands doing here? Ooh, beginning. What is this Eight of Cups? Yeah, what is this Eight of Cups doing here? Ooh, nice. Okay. What is this Justice card doing here? What is this Justice card doing? Justice card doing here? Okay. 10 of Wands, and then what is this Four of Cups doing here? Transformation and isolation. Okay. So we have, and then we have like the Death card here, and so it's sort of, there's some sort of ending coming through here, and then it's sort of, and then we also have this Five of Pentacles, isolation, abandonment, not enough to go around, and sort of, I almost feel like you're closing yourself off here. So you might be in a state of apathy. A state of apathy brought about by maybe isolation, worrying about money. So I get that. I'm worrying about money. So you're in your head about like a lot of things. Like, you're worried. I almost feel like it's worried, and it's also a sense of like you can't even, you don't even want to take action. And that's an important thing here, because I feel like there's a sense of, if you are willing, if you can see this transformation, like yes, this Death card is actually giving you this Ace of Cups, and so that's what I'm kind of seeing here. So I almost want to say for some of you, I feel like so what I want to say for some of you in terms of this relationship, it's sort of that you're still focusing on, and this is like sometimes for some it was like love relationships. The love reading is included in here, so it's funny. It's interesting to me. So for some of you, you're still focusing on some like past relationships, past abandonment, past something where it could even be with friends here for some of you. And so you're still holding on to it rather than trying to see like how did this help you? How did this grow? Because I feel like there's a something that comes from it. And with this transformation, it's sort of like from something that was sad, something good can happen. And that's sort of what I'm seeing here. And again, this is sort of like coming through here. You're feeling, this is reminding me a little bit of group 1 and 2, but you have this justice. It's sort of like a sense of balance, and it's sort of it's coming through here with this needing to balance, like you're feeling overwhelmed, drained, too many responsibilities. 10 of Wands, needing to balance that with this rest and relaxation. You need for self-care. So you need to find this balance here. That's what I'm seeing here for some of you. Again, taking action, but then also allowing, right? Not really looking, because I feel like the reason why you're overwhelmed is because you want this outcome, and instead you're pushing yourself too hard, and that's the Page of Cups here. Again, with this Page of Cups, it's sort of like you're not noticing the Ace of Cups that's being offered to you. You're closing your eyes off to it as well. We have this Queen of Wands, so I feel like this is the energy here that I'm almost like I feel like that's the Ace of Cups, is this energy of the Queen of Wands, because it's the full energy. It's like sort of like it's beginning again. It's really recognizing, and again, it's sort of like the balancing between the water energy and the fire energy. There's a need for balance that you're kind of not allowing yourself, again, to attach to the outcome. Look at the Fool. The Fool just goes and leaps and just enjoys, just takes that leap of faith and goes wherever it leads them. And then we have the 8 of Cups, but it's being clarified with this 10 of Cups. So it's almost like it's a sense of walking away from what isn't working maybe for right now, and moving towards what is. Like there's a sense of, again, this 8 of Cups is actually reminding me a lot of this 4 of Cups. It's sort of like you're being stuck in a state of apathy when, if you wanted to, you could be in this 10 of Cups. There's like a potential here for growth. I hope that makes sense. I think there is a sense here. Let's see what other. I have everything that I need. And this is by Love You Affirmations, and this is also by Gifted Soul 777. All That Glitters Tarot. These both are from her. So I have everything I need. And so that's an important thing, because I think you're not recognizing that in that Ace of Cups. I feel like you're not recognizing all the things you do have. Even in yourself. It's almost like you're not acknowledging this Queen of Wands within yourself either, or the Fool, the new beginning coming. You're just really focusing on the 3 cups that are empty. So it's sort of like that. You're also like, even if you're walking away, there's a sense of longing and not quite letting go. But if you recognize you have all that I need, and it doesn't mean that you have to it doesn't come after you accomplish something, but rather in the process of accomplishing. We also have Energize. Oh yeah, definitely. Because I feel like it's like you're pedaling your bike as fast as you can, but it's a stationary bike. Right? It's sort of like you're burning yourself out. a little bit because you're trying to achieve something. Now, I'm not saying that you're not going to achieve it. It's just sort of like, it's if you aren't really focusing so much on where you're going, it would just like, just enjoying who you are now, and sort of like almost allowing the flow of life to help you. We also have game, so it's rest, relaxation, and the good life, immature, competition, and rivalry. And maybe for some of you there is a sense of competition and rivalry, and that's why you're like, I have to do this, I have to do this. But even here with this, it's sort of like, look, you have energize, right? And then you have relaxation. It's sort of like if you relax, if you give yourself this healing, rest, self-care, you can actually have the energy to accomplish the things that you want. And there was something else I wanted to say with this energize. Oh, it's because you're so focused on trying to accomplish it that I almost feel like even if you don't see the progress that you've done already. So yes, I step into the glorious future with determination and power, but not burning yourself out. I guess that's really what I'm saying. It's like, don't burn yourself out. Find that balance. And because I really think that you have this 10 of Cups available to you. You have the Ace of Cups, and you even have the Ace of Cups to the 10 of Cups, but you're not noticing it because you're so focused, on just like you're missing out on everything that's around you because you're so focused on this point in the future. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna use the charms now. So if you're sensitive to noise, I highly recommend you lower the volume a little bit. And for some of you, it's like, oh, we have Easter eggs. So Easter may be a time that's coming through here. I almost feel like there's also a sense of new beginnings coming. We have A, W. We have a wish fulfillment with a little star. We have, it's interesting because love might be coming again. This is the Cupid with somebody before with like a, 4 could be the Emperor, so that's in like love coming through here. And because yeah, like look, your heart is there. 4, so taking action. Yes, there's a sense of taking action, but then look, I want you to see something though. Like again, it's sort of that arrow. It's like you point your bow and arrow, right? But you let it go, and the arrow goes where it goes. Let the wind and everything else help along the way. You'll get to, like, I almost feel like this is the determination, like you're where you want to go is where it's headed. Yeah, I really like that. Or I almost feel like, yes, you pulled that arrow. I mean, you made that aim, and then you hit the target, but you don't have to worry about it. And for some of you, that actually means like love coming through for you, right? I almost say like a new beginning, maybe in Easter for some of you. Yeah, I actually like this. So I hope you like this reading. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, and please do consider subscribing. It helps motivate me, I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes I need that motivation. I really do. Especially when I'm feeling like, because when this came out, I laughed because I've been feeling like the 4 of Cups has been my feeling recently a lot. And so it's really hard when you're in that 4 of Cups, and that's why I understand you a lot. It's sort of like, it's hard to get out of it because you're just like, and so I feel for you, my friends, but you can do it. I like, there's a sense here. The reason why you might be apathetic is because you're tiring yourself out, my friends. So give yourself a little break, and you will be re-energized by this, especially by Spirit there, and for your higher self as well. So thank you so much. I feel honored that I was able to read your cards. And until I see you in the next one, bye-bye, my dear friends.